Football, aka soccer, is of the devil. Here is how. The pentagon has 5 points, hence penta from Greek for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which implies the pentagram, as you can see here, which is a star used in witchcraft and which is a symbol for Satan. So Satan is in the ball. Now the pentagon is another symbol for Satan. Satan is a very powerful being, and in the Bible he took Jesus to the top of a mountain, I think it was, and he showed him the kingdoms, all the kingdoms of the earth and the glory of them, and said, "If you will bow to me, I will give them to you." And Jesus, of course, said, "No." But the point there is that Satan owns every country. And if he owns every country, how could he not own every sports organization like FIFA? Now, Superman also has a pentagon. So that's a symbol for Satan also. And actually the color combination of red and blue is a symbol for Satan, but I'm not going to get into that right now. I have previously in my channel though. Now look at the S. Is there something odd about this S? Well, how about this area? Is there something odd here? Well, the reason for that is it's a serpent, it's a dragon. So that's the head of the dragon. That's implied by this very serpentine S. They go out of the way to make it serpentine because they're saying that it's Satan, the serpent, the dragon. And there appeared another one in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. Fallen stars, huh? Like in Dragon Ball Z, you have fallen angels. Symbolically, it's pretty clear that he's supposed to be an angel figure. By the way, the halo is a symbol for Saturn. The rings of Saturn. Saturn is another symbol for Satan. And it would be great if I knew the languages of the Far East, especially in this case Chinese and Japanese. So I might learn about more symbolism, but I don't know right now. Now again, the devil bringing 1/3 of the angels with him from heaven means 1/3 of the angels rebelled against God. You know, 1/3, like 33.33. 33 is a number used in Masonry. The UN logo has 33 sections. The UN is controlled by Satan. So his tail drew the 3rd part. This means he led them. They were behind him. They were with his tail. They were following him. He was their leader, their misleader. That's what this says. Did cast them to the earth. How? Indirectly, because God threw Satan down like lightning. Jesus said, "I beheld Satan fall like lightning from heaven." Jesus is God, but he also saw what he did to Satan. So, although the Trinity is a bit mysterious, and what the Holy Spirit does, Jesus doesn't necessarily do. But anyway, but Jesus could have done it. And his tail drew the 3rd part. So stars symbolize angels, and fallen stars, fallen angels. A shooting star, make a wish upon a star, refers to this. So here you see super powerful beings from heaven. They fall to the earth, fallen angels. They're supposed to be good guys, but not really. And then you have Kid Icarus. Kid means young goat. Goat is another symbol for Satan. So here's a fallen angel also. And in the game Kid Icarus, you're supposed to conquer heaven, apparently. So Satan's dream is to conquer heaven. This game is about Satan's dream. It's disgusting, and there's nothing innocent about Nintendo, really, if you understand it. Kirby fell from heaven also, in a star that symbolizes Satan also. Well, not also because they didn't fall in a star like Kirby, but also as in the star, the pentagram, is in Kirby just as it is in soccer, or football as they say, in most of the world. So Kirby has a star rod. The star rod makes one invincible in Paper Mario. And so the star is all about power. Why? Because Satan has a lot of power. And if you sell your soul to Satan, he can give you some power. Of course, he would be a bit picky with whom he favors among mankind, because there are a lot of people willing to sell their souls. You have to get in line. And then you have here Mario, always seeking the star. Why? Always seeks power. By the way, Mario's red and blue is a symbol for Satan, but I'm not going to get into that to keep this video short and only one part. The M is also a reference to the satanic. I've covered this before on my channel in other videos. Witchcraft is all about consorting with evil spirits, fallen angels. So Mario seeks the star because he seeks power. That's the message Mario is telling children and adults who play Mario, because it's also for adults. Seek Satan if you want power. I planned a video on Super Mario 64. It is full of symbolism. So here is a scene from that game. And notice that the so-called peace sign is a V, which is 5 in Roman numerals. A reference to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of the star. So this symbolizes Satan. And people who do this in ignorance isn't bliss, because the devil worshippers who run this joint know that you're ignorant. They think you're foolish, and they're making fun of you, and you don't even know it. So if you want to fit in, you can be ignorant, but if you want to not be mentally conquered by the evil elites, then you will not follow their dumb traditions that people mindlessly follow, as if the letter V had anything to do with peace. V for Victory Day? Nah, it was victory by, well, that's another topic, but Churchill and others, they used the satanic star for a reason. Mario is very, very much focused on stars, and so is Kirby. It's all about the stars, man. And what do they call people in Hollywood? They call them stars. It's all about the stars, the fallen angels. You gotta be like them and get their power. That's what it's all about. This world is run by them. The flags declare it. By the way, dinosaurs never existed. See my series Crushing Atheist Myths. And also my video specifically about how dinosaurs are fake. Now, as I was saying, the flags declare that Satan rules the world. And the military is all about power, as covered with the Pentagon scene. That building that during the 9/11 era, the US attacked itself at as a pretext to invade Afghanistan to advance the satanic New World Order anyway. So power and the star go hand in hand, because stars are angels, and angels are extremely powerful. Now, it's not just the US, it's not just capitalists who use this, it's not just heretics who claim to be Christian who use this symbol. It's not just Westerners, it's also Easterners, it's also Muslims, and it's also communists who use the symbol. Because Satan owns all of you, atheists, Muslims, and heretics alike. You are all his pawns. The best slave thinks he's free. You think you're free because you are deluded, you are deceived. Satan owns you. And the leaders of North Korea are actually devil worshipper Masons who pretend to be atheists. I plan a video on North Korea, the most atheistic country on earth. The biggest one would be China. Anyway. So what is the whole point of soccer? What is the whole point of football? It is to get Satan's power to attack your enemies and conquer their home. That's their home, conquered by Satan's power. on your side, right? So everyone seeks Satan's power is the message. The message is you must seek Satan, you must worship him, and he will give you victory. That is the message of soccer. Oh, you thought it was innocent. Well, so did I, long, long ago when I was an ignorant child. But then I started questioning things, investigating, thinking for myself, and so many lives I've been shedding off in my life. Now the pattern here is also of the devil, because this pattern is Masonic, and Masons worship Satan. The elites do. The others don't realize that they do unwittingly by certain rituals they do. Now the Bible says that when Adam and Eve stole from God, then they realized that they were naked, so they made themselves aprons. And Masons celebrate stealing from God by their aprons, their ridiculous attire here. They celebrate sin. They love Satan. The elites do. These are probably low-ranking Masons, but at the 33 degrees and above, they know what the symbols are really about. And actually, Albert Pike in Morals and Dogma apparently said that they are intentionally misled to believe in superficial misinterpretations of the symbols, and the true meanings are reserved only for the adepts, the lords of Masonry, he said, something like that. Where you get the Twin Towers, which I covered in my video on Islam being an invention of the Jews. Protocol number 4, materialism replaced religion. And so what are sports for? They're for distracting people and keeping them away from what matters. That's what they're for. Now, it's great if you exercise. In this city where I'm at, if I exercise, I'm probably going to get run over. I've always had close calls running in the streets here in Southeast Asia. I need to move somewhere else or buy a treadmill. I don't have money for that right now. And I'm busy doing videos and working full time. So exercise, most of my life I've been doing exercise, man. I've walked so much, run so much. So obviously I'm not saying exercise is bad, but you can do exercise without satanic symbolism shit. Of course, you want to fit in, don't you? To fit in, you got to be like the ignorant people of the world. Alright then, so be it. You choose ignorance over truth, so be it. Now, in ancient times, the Roman emperors had gladiator games and such to distract people from their misery, to keep them from revolting. So a distraction like video games. Now, I love Age of Empires, as you can tell if you see my channel. And if I put that first in my life, then that's idolatry. Just like if I would put football first, that's idolatry. It could be a god instead of God. If you love a sport more than God, then you're going to hell. If you love video games more than God, you're going to hell. If you love money more than God, you're going to hell. If you love people more than God, you're going to hell. I'm trying to help you, but you don't see that now. You will later then. On Judgment Day, you'll regret not heeding what I'm saying. The echo of God here. An echo of God. So this serves a political purpose and a spiritual purpose to your own detriment eternally. Here you see some British fanatics who lost their empire and they lost their nation to Islam already, so they try to feel powerful by joining up and feeling superior because other people beat other people at a silly game. So, and sports have a lot of racism. There's a lot of bad stuff that's not just literally satanic, but indirectly satanic, like this selfishness here. Idiots will say, so exercise is demonic? Strawman fallacy, I did not say that. So balls are demonic? Strawman fallacy, context determines this. Later I plan to do a video on how pool, the game of table pool, has some satanic symbolism. Now as for the US version of football, that's just disgusting. I mean, you had to bend over for a guy to like stare at your butt and then you give him a pigskin ball. That's really disgusting.